everybody, today we're going to use a TheraBand to work out, and we're going to just do some leg and abdominal exercises. I love the TheraBand because it gives you resistance. It's almost like if you've ever used the Pilates equipment, and it gives you really good feedback. So you start to feel how the legs can be rooted to the core when you're working, and it starts to get you to, once you take the band away, to work better from your abdominals. So let's just start lying on our backs, and we're going to just take the band across the knee or the top of your shin, and you're going to lie all the way down on your back and just think of pulling on the band and giving yourself enough resistance. And then we're just start with the hip lift, but we're going to just press our knees forward into the band as we lift up, and then exhale, we're going to articulate down. So the idea of using the band here is to try to feel how you stretch your knees forward, and then you squeeze your glutes, and then you start to open up your quadriceps or your top of your thigh. A lot of times we can do this hip lift and we're not moving our legs forward. So we want to be able to open up the quad and then into the hips, and then exhale to roll down. And then one more, we lift all the way up. Really stretching into the band with your knees and your thighs forward. And then we exhale to roll down. Now you're going to bend your knees, take your feet into the band. So it's important to put the band at the balls of the feet so that you can really feel the articulation of your feet. We're just going to start with a bit of a turn out. So I'm externally rotated. My elbows are pulling down, so sort of work my triceps and my lats here too, and then I exhale, I press out, and you just want to point your feet into the band, and then inhale when you come in, you're going to flex your feet. So you're articulating and you're pushing your feet into the band to get a workout through the calf muscle, and of course strengthening your feet. As we get older, our arches start to collapse and our feet get really weak. So it's very important to keep our feet strong. They are supporting us all day long. So we're inhale, we're bending. Watch that your knees are not going all the way out, that you're keeping your tailbone down, and on your exhale, you're pulling your ribs together. Nice deep breath. And then one more. Now we stay out there, and we're going to flex and point the feet. Again, articulating through the ankles, feeling the calf muscles as I point, and then really keeping the ribs, the belly, the tailbone down. And then we'll come all the way in. Good, now you're gonna stay turned out. Really drive your elbows down to work your triceps again. And then as you press out, think of pressing both hips in towards one another, but do this without tucking and dumping into your low back. And then you're gonna lower the legs all the way down to tap, and then exhale, bring them up. If this is too challenging, if your back is arching or your ribs are popping, you're not going to go to the floor. You're just going to go as far as you can keep your ribs in. So we're pressing both hip bones together as we come up and down. You should really be digging your insides of your heels together, and you should be feeling your inner thighs work as well. So inhaling down, point the feet, exhaling it up. Two more, inhale down, exhale up, and then one more. Good. Now bring the legs into tabletop. You're going to cross the band at the ankles, right there. And then we're going to stretch. We're going to hold the band, the pointer finger and the thumb. And then inhale, you're going to take a breath. Exhale, you're going to curl your head, neck, and chest using your upper abdominals, and then we're going to pulse for hundreds. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale and exhale. So we're trying to have resistance in the band, firing your lats, and every time you exhale, you're pulling your belly down, in and up. Breathing, inhaling, and exhaling. Inhaling, feeling the back of your arms, looking at your navel and drawing your tummy down into the floor. Breathing through the nose, exhaling through the mouth.
come all the way down and hug your knees into your chest. That should really heat you up. You should feel nice and warm. Keeping your band at the balls of the feet, you're going to take your legs into tabletop, and then we're going to twist, keeping your elbows down, to twist both legs to the left, then straighten your legs out, and then bring them back into center, and then bend the knees in, and we twist them to the right, straighten them out, and then come back to center. So this is going to work your obliques, and you want to just think of not letting your shoulders and your upper back pop off of the mat. So we're twisting to the side, we keep the shoulders down, we lift the legs up, and then come back to center. Inhale, left, exhale, straighten and bring it back. And twist to the right, and straighten and bring it back. And then left, straighten and bring it back. Now we're going to come back to center, cross the band, one over the other, pull your elbows in, point your feet, take both legs to the left, you're going to circle them down and around, and then bring them back to center. And then you're going to circle to the right, all the way down and around, and back to center. This should feel very challenging for the abdominals and for the obliques. And again, you're trying to not let your back, your tailbone, or your ribs pop off of the mat. And you're circling down and around and back to center. Good, swinging the legs, feeling the resistance with your arms, getting the feedback of the legs into the core. And then we go to the right and back to center. One more left, big circle, feeling your abdominals, and then to the right. Good, you'll stay here. And you're going to take your left leg out, and you're going to lower it to your mat. And then you're going to, again, have the ball of your foot, just your right hand is holding the band this time. You're going to turn your right leg out and point it. You're going to circle the leg in towards the body around and stop. So again, you're pulling your rib cage in, and we're trying to keep our hips very still as we circle our leg in the hip socket. And you can go as wide or as low as you can keep control of your back and your hips. And then one more here. We'll stop here and we'll reverse the circle, and you should start to feel your outer right hip here, pointing your foot, and then also feel how you're pressing into the band, and the band is almost pulling your leg into your belly. So you should feel like you're circling from your abdomen, from your outer hip. And then one more. Good. Now let's put the left ball of the foot in your band, straighten your right leg out, flexing your right foot. You're going to turn out your left leg and hold the band with just your left leg. So we're zipping the ribs in. We're going to point our foot and circle in towards the body, down and around. And you're trying to keep your hips super stable, and just let your thighs circle in the hip socket. Pointing your foot, deep breath, inhaling, exhaling. And we'll stop here and we'll reverse. So you go left, down, up and around. So that here again, you want to feel that your leg can circle in your hip joint without your hips moving all over. And this releases synovial fluid into our joints and keeps them lubricated and healthy. And two more. And then one more. Good. Now, for our abdominals, again, we're going to just bring the legs bent into tabletop. This time you can wrap the band so you get a little extra feedback. Inhale, you're going to take a deep breath. Exhale, you're going to tuck your chin. You're going to round your head and shoulders up using your abdominals, and then push a little into your band. Push out with your band as you scoop your belly and you roll down. So this is our teaser prep. Exhale. Try here not to use your back. So you want to feel your breastbone rounding, your belly pulling down into the floor, and use your legs to help you push forward. Now you look at your navel and you roll back down, one vertebrae at a time. Exhale, rolling up. Lift the chest here at the top and scoop the belly to roll down. Exhale, rolling up. Lift the chest And then look at the navel to roll down. Now we're gonna try this with straight legs. It's a little bit more challenging, but again, with the band, it makes it very doable. So you inhale, again, you'll lift your head and your shoulders, so you wanna feel your abdominals, pull the belly down and in, and just lean into the band. At the top, we'll lift our chest, and then you'll scoop your belly to roll back one vertebrae at a time. We're gonna add the arms at the top here. We scoop, we roll up, and then we pull the elbows back for 4, 3, 2, 1. Good, look at your navel, scoop your belly and roll all the way back. Inhale, you take a breath. Exhale, leaning forward. This time we're gonna stay up, lift our chest, and we lower the legs down. And 4 more. Keep the chest lifted. 3, 2, and 1. Stay up here, scoop your belly and roll all the way down. Now we're gonna combine the last 2. Exhale to roll up. You're going to pull your elbows out, bring them in, and then lower and lift the legs. And elbows and legs. Really coming from pulling the 2 hips together, and of course your abdominals and your upper arm and back. Teaser at its finest. Adding arms and legs make it so much more challenging. And then 1 more. You stay up, we scoop our belly, and we roll all the way down. Excellent. Hug your knees into your chest. It's a great way to build strength in our abdominals. We're going to straighten the right leg out, and then you're going to take your left leg up. Let's flex it. Really place the band at the ball of the foot and reach your heel up. And you want to just feel your hamstring here. Inhaling and exhaling. Flex your foot a lot. You also stretch your calf muscle. And then 1 more breath, inhale and exhale. Now we're going to take the leg across the body, pulling that left hip down into the floor, rotating your top leg inward, and stretch your left arm out for an IT band stretch. If you want, pick your head up and turn to look towards your left arm or hand, and deep breath here, inhaling and exhaling. I like to feel as though I'm lengthening my left hip towards my feet. Get a little extra stretch there, and pull the ribs in, and then 1 more. Take the leg up. We're going to switch hands. So you hold the strap in your left hand, your right arm goes out. We're externally rotating, and then here we're going to stretch your inner thigh. This right leg should stay down. The hips should be pulling to the floor. And you just don't want your leg to collapse and let everything lift. So the right thigh and the right back of the hip should be on the mat. Otherwise, you've gone too far. And your chest, throat should be relaxed. And then 1 more breath. Come back up. And we're going to put our right ball of the foot in the center of our band, stretching out our left leg on the mat, pointing our left foot. And then here we're going to flex the right leg. So you start the stretch at the upper calf, really flexing and standing into the strap. And then you really pull your hip down, and you should feel your hamstring as well. Most of us like to pull the leg all the way forward, and then we lift all this up, and then you don't really get your hamstring stretch. So try instead to push your hip, back of the hip down on the floor, flex your foot, and keep the lower belly engaged to get a better hamstring stretch. You should feel it right across the back of your thigh and into your upper calf. Now you're going to hold the band with your right hand, pull your right elbow to the floor, point your foot, and then feel like this right leg is turned in a bit, and we're just going across the body. So here again, I'm trying to pull my right hip to the floor, keep my chest down. I stretch my right arm out, and then we can look at our hand. So actually our strap should be in our left hand. Inhaling and exhaling. And then 1 more breath. Now bring the leg back. We're going to hold the strap in the right hand. You're going to externally rotate or turn out the right leg, holding the left thigh and the left hip down, straighten the right arm out, and we're trying to get a right inner thigh stretch. Inhale and exhale. So your spine should not be picked up here. Your hips should not be lifting off the mat. You should be able to keep everything stable, and if you need more of a stretch, you'll pull your foot up towards your ear. And then one more breath. Bring your leg down, and we're going to place both legs on the mat. We're going to reach our arms over our thighs. On your exhale, you're just going to tuck your chin and you're going to roll all the way. Inhale, you lengthen over your thighs, looking at your navel, and then you're going to look at your navel and scoop your belly to roll down. So this is our Pilates roll up. And it's a little bit easier, I think, to get up with your bands if you have difficulty doing that. Keep pressing your legs out into your band as you tuck your tail to roll down. Inhale, and then exhale, scoop the belly to roll up. Stretch up and over your legs, and then look at your navel to roll down. Really feel like you're pushing into your band. That's why it's there. And then exhale, rolling up. A lot of times we do this exercise and it's hard to feel the feet, so you should feel like your thighs are pressing out of the hip sockets. The feet are pushing into your band. You're looking at your navel. So in essence, when I go down, my legs are hardly moving. And then exhale, the same thing when I come up. And I stretch over the legs. And then one more, I scoop my belly, rolling down. And then exhale, rolling up. Good, release the band, stretch towards your shins, tuck your chin, and then just try to think of your chest stretching towards your thighs. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale, and one more. Good, scoop your belly and roll all the way up. And that is your band workout. Thanks for joining me. If you enjoyed this workout, please subscribe to my channel, hit the like button, or share with anybody that could use it. Thank you.